Oh. Hello Christian, what's up? That's Wild Rift tournament? Yes, this is the Philippines Wild Rift tournament. One of the most hyped up tournaments. Keep it real. Give me a second, let me set up the stream. I was watching that before I came here. Ooh, I see. Now you got the better version, you know, you got the better caster, better coach, better analyst. Let me hold on. Let me just set up the stream real quick, and then I can go straight into the game, doing some analysis. Live or not? This is live. Oh, okay. Okay. Now, okay. To start, let's just take a look at both drafts, okay? I think, let's just see how we ended up here. Right, we have Renekton top lane, Camille jungle, Akali mid, Kaisa, Seraphine bot lane for the side of RRQ. Got Lee Sin, Diana, Fiora, Jenna, Zaya on the side of Omega. I think Omega's team composition is going to be relatively easy to play. Oh, a little bit of a skirmish here. Oh, unfortunately, Camille doesn't. Oh my god, and solo kill in the top lane. Ah, yo, things already doesn't look very good for RRQ, no? But I think the way that that RRQ wants to be playing this game is going to be very skirmish heavy, very team fight heavy, right? A lot of the champions that they pick are champions that like to be going in, and you know, just creating a lot of disruption itself. Like you see the Camille, the Akali, and the Seraphine is just an enabler for all of that, right? So I think their team composition is relatively, it meshes well, quite okay-ish. But the thing is that Omega does have the composition to sort of, in a way, counter that, right? They do have very strong counter engage with the Diana and the team. Oh my god, another solo kill from GLC. This game, it kind of looks over, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of over. Kind of over, kind of. Ah, yo. This, like, how, man? They're just destroying the top laner. It's so illegal, man. Like, what's the counterplay there? And like, this makes sense as well, right? Because in this early game, right, the Jenna Zaya compared to the Kaisa Seraphine is supposed to be that matchup that is going to be neutralized, right? And frankly enough, the Akali Diana matchup is sort of Akali favored, and it's going to be very hard for you to lock him down, right? So the only real point of pressure that the Lee Sin will have is going to be around the Renekton. And after the Camille died, Renekton got solo killed. They went and he got solo killed again, right? And then they just go for a free kill on the top side because Lee Sin was level 5. I think, man, this game is looking so over. It's 3 minutes 50 seconds. The Fiora has a Trinity Force, by the way. I think, yeah, I mean, from the looks of this, Omega is going to take this. I think Omega will take this 2-0. It feels, it doesn't feel like the game is very close, right? Because if you look at the early game, all that's been happening is that, you know, the Lee Sin has just been dictating the pace of the game. The Camille has just, you know, hasn't been doing much, right? He got completely outplayed there at the blue buff. And then, you see at this point in time, when the dragon is coming out, they decide like, okay, we're just going to give the dragon, we're not even going to try to kill the Fiora at all. We're just going to farm until maybe Rift Herald, and then we try to look for the play at Rift Herald. Which just means that, you know, Omega is just going to keep snowballing way, way, way above RRQ. I think it's so hard for RRQ to come back from this point in time. Right, if you look at the goal lead, right, it's 3,000 goal lead, and the thing is that most of it is going to be on the Fiora, right? And if you look at Omega's team composition compared to RRQ's team composition, the champion that can carry the game the most is going to be the Fiora or the Xayah, right? Because both of these champions, one, you either have the immense like side lane pressure that the Fiora has, right, where nobody can 1v1 him, or you have the team fight like Xayah 1v9 scenario where, because Xayah is that kiteback champion that is really good into all of these champions that RRQ has drafted, right? So if either one of these two people get like really fed, the game is pretty over. And from this point in time, like when the Fiora is 3,000 go ahead, now they're doing a lane swap for the Rift Herald here, but it's a little bit too early, right? It's 30 seconds up. You know, now Omega does have a little point in time to be able to get one plating on the bot tower, which I think they're not, right? I guess this is not the worst, right? Because they do put the Kai'Sa into the Fiora lane, but now they are going to be swapping, I assume, at this point in time, unless the Fiora stays top lane, or the Xayah stays bot lane, which is going to be a little bit awkward. It just means that they are not going to be playing for the Rift Herald, right? And then RRQ are just going to be, again, not doing much. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Now they do leave the Fiora top lane, and rather than, you know, play for this Rift Herald on spawn, because the Xayah is still bot, I think they did like really slow rotation there from Mega. I'm not sure what they were doing, but because at this point in time, like Fiora could be bot lane pushing the tower, but I guess having the Fiora top itself is a threat enough to, you know, deter any of the contests or whichever that RRQ could have had, right? So and then now they just go back to normal lanes. Which is pretty weird, right? Because now look at what the Fiora is doing. He's not accomplishing anything in the past like 2 minutes. You know, he could have taken the bot tower, he could have been pressuring bot tower opposite of Herald, force a split map scenario. But I mean, now he's 1v2 against the Kai'Sa Seraphine, which is the best case scenario for RRQ, right? Because they are the two people that, oh, nice insect from the Lee Sin, but oh, fucking nice re-engage, right, onto the side of Omega. I think, like you see what I mean, right? Where when they put the duo lane into the solo laner, it just becomes a scenario where the Fiora doesn't, like, he has this really big lead, but it doesn't convert into anything because he isn't able to kill any of them, right? I mean, and on the opposite side, it stays true as well, right? But the Renekton is already useless, you know. So Xayah, Jenna, Camille don't die for the ganks in Renekton was planned in draft. Yeah, I think the ganks were like really planned. It's like already, you could foresee it, you know, because your Kai'Sa Seraphine lane should be stable enough that the only lane that where the Lee Sin can reliably gank is going to be top lane, right? Because the matchup is one that is very flippy as well, and Renekton generally is weak early levels 1 to 4. So, I mean, so far it looks like a really like lackluster performance from RRQ, because it doesn't seem like they are doing much, I would say. Like, it doesn't seem like they are, you know, doing anything actually. They're just farming, trying to play for the map, I guess. But the way that, oh shit, the way that they are playing it is so wrong, you know. Let me just speed this up. I assume this dragon goes over without any contest here. Like, you see what I mean? Like, they play all these champions that are skirmish heavy, but they're very reluctant to take any fight because they feel like they will lose, you know. But if that's why you pick those, I mean, if you pick those champions, then you should be looking for these kind of fights, right? And if you're not, then why did you even pick why did you even pick these champions in the first place? So it just seems like they're either like really scared, or they just have no idea how to play their champions at all. just eat my lunch. Drinking some mushroom soup. Hello, Bashar. What's up, Batuhan? I'm Warwick, coach in Brazil. Have you ever watched any of our games in the region? No, I've not watched any of the Brazilian games. Last game, Darius carries teammates. Oh, you mean the Fennel and the other game? Yeah, for sure. I saw the Darius was really fat. They had like 10k goal lead as well. What's best region? Probably Southeast Asia, like our region. I mean, or my region, because in terms of experience, the mobile esports industry has been here since many years ago, and a lot of the Western countries are still adapting. So it's definitely gonna be either the Southeast Asian or China. Generally, Asian countries, but maybe with the exception of Korea. And I think like in general, if you watch the gameplay, you can see that it's evolved so much faster than the speed of other countries. You know, like if you take a look at NA or EU's drafts, a lot of the things that they have just like don't make sense to me, or like the way that they play. Like you look at NA's most recent tournament, right, the Trovo one, and the top two teams there, the way that they played had such a big disparity between like the first and second place. So it's just like, it just shows how non-competitive the region is, right? Compared to in Southeast Asia, where teams like where regions like Philippines, right, where there are like 4 teams that are like really insane, and like other countries like Taiwan, where there's Flash Wolves, you know, where on paper they're just like the almost the best team in the region, I think. And China is just like overall just a any game powerhouse, you know, that they decide to play in, and their mobile esports has been around for like really long time. Bro, I'm just eating my chicken, by the way. Don't mind me. But I mean, to be fair, this game, like, it's a really low kill game, right? 1-6, and it's because of how inactive RRQ has played, right? They just got shit on, the top laner got shit on in the other game, and then from that point onward, they never really made a proactive move. Like, it feels like RRQ are just scared, and they have no idea how to operate their team composition to a level where they are able to, you know, make any proactive plays. And I mean, granted, they did sort of almost get outdrafted here, but they do have tools to get ahead in the game. It's not as if their comp was completely lost, right? So I think it's so awkward the way they are playing, because it just shows that they are not prepared for this game at all. Wait, my chicken. That's good. My opinion, best team is Flash Wolves from Taiwan. Yeah, I agree. I think they are probably the best team as well, because their roster is really stacked. I think the more people that you have with League of Legends professional experience, the better your team will be. And their whole team is like 4 or 5 players are like that. Oh, started from blue? Yeah. The Camille got invaded, he died, and then you know, the Renekton just got solo killed 2 times into a gank at level 4, and then he was 2 levels behind the Fiora and like probably 3k down, and at that point the game is almost lost, but they still have some ways to come back, you know. It's just that they didn't think about how they wanted to problem solve this, right? There were a lot of ways that you could approach this kind of issue. It's just that they never bothered to try. Yeah, what's Camille doing there? I mean, he was scouting for Baron, I guess. But, like, at this point, you might as well just be like, okay, guys, I think it's FF go next. Let's think about how we're gonna play the next game better. Secret too good? Oh yeah, I watched your games. It's okay. It was a close call. I'm looking forward to international events, regional tournaments. Isn't that fun? I mean, it's not fun because you like if you can't relate to the storylines of the teams, right? Where's your team Smurf through championship? Thanks, man. I mean our C icon relative to the other regions are pretty easy, so like we are trying to be like as world class. Ooh, impressive. Calm down. I mean, this is just like a stomp, right? Who died on Omega? The guy needs to like treat his whole team bounty or something. What the fuck? 1-9 first game. Omega look like they're just chilling, you know. They're like, oh, this game's so easy. I mean, we can look at the draft a little bit. I think the draft is where a lot of the things broke down. Okay, so here's the first thing, right? Let me just make the quality. I don't know why the quality wasn't in 180p. What the fuck? 1080p, I mean. Do you have any recommended to watch tournaments or matches? Yeah, I mean this is the recommended to watch tournament because these are the Philippines region is the most competitive besides Vietnam, right? So once it reaches like semi-finals, I think they will be the most competitive that you would have you would see in almost any region, because other regions don't have as many players. The only championship that gives place to world announced so far is EU, right? I have no clue. I'm not sure about that. I know Japan has a seat into the world championship, so if they win. So yeah. So if we just look at the draft itself, right, you see the bans being Ziggs, Rengar, and then Vi Gregors. I think the Vi Gregors bans here are very awkward, right? Because it leaves up a lot of things open in this scenario, right? For example, they take the Camille here, and then this is the Jenna Fiora as sort of a counter, right? They do this so that, you know, Fiora generally is a good champion into Camille, so you want to put the Camille into the jungle here if you are on RRQ, right? And the Jenna pick in general is just good, right? Especially into a champion like Camille. Yeah, but but this shows a lot of their team composition face up, right? Looking at Jenna, Fiora, right? If you cover the other champions, it's very predictable to know what their 3, 4, 5 picks are going to be, right? And the fact that RRQ didn't just go straight into something like the Galio here, right? Because first is Camille Galio, right? What the fuck else is there to say, okay? And not only is Camille Galio, you know, the R5, the B5 Akali here doesn't make any sense to me, because first is you never discount the fact that Lee Sin is open, right? And I have no clue why Lee Sin is open all the way here, and you know, it's whatever, right? So first is this B5 Akali Renekton doesn't make any sense, right? Because you know that Lee Sin is open, right? And you know that Renekton will get pushed in by Fiora early game, right? So your jungler is basically not going to be playing the game, and if you are in a split map scenario where you are doing red buff to blue buff on the blue side, right, you are not going to be able to pressure the Xayah Jenna lane as much as you would a Fiora Lee Sin into the Renekton, right? So overall, like the B5 Akali B4 Renekton here to me doesn't make sense when Lee Sin is open, especially because unless you go something like let's just say you could do Galio and then you can take like a self-sustaining top laner, and you play for the bot lane dive here, but obviously you're doing Kai'Sa Seraphine into Xayah Janna, it's gonna be very hard for you to, for example, stack waves and play around the pressure. Like, just because the Lee Sin is open, Lee Sin is that champion that is like 2 camps into the whole universe. If Summer Cup becomes too competitive, how they give 3 seeds to C? I mean, I think they will for Worlds. What can you say about Omega team? I think Omega played pretty well that game. They did whatever they were supposed to do, and RRQ just flopped, I think. And I think Omega's draft in general is just, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, but it's like, it's not good, you get what I mean? Because when you pick Fiora Janna, you show your whole composition face up, right? Meaning that you show how in general you are going to play, and what is your likely game plan. Like from these 2 picks, you could already assume what his 3-4-5 is going to be, right? And the fact that RRQ drafted into that means that they want to know, I mean, they want to show that they can outplay their opponents using the champions, even though they almost get soft countered, right? In a way, soft countered, because like if you look at Camille, Renekton, and Akali into these champions, right? Like, you know, Xayah, Janna, and Fiora, right? It's so hard for them to, in a way, like execute a skirmish reliably without a perfect engage, right? And so if you pick these champions into the side that Omega has, right, it means that you are relying on yourself to, okay, we are going to create that perfect engage and create the opportunity for us to team fight better than an opponent. And you know, and they just didn't do that, you know, they played like shit, and they got fucked in the early game really hard, right? They got top gapped really hard, they got jungle gapped really hard, and I mean, why not just pick Galio here? Why not just pick a different top laner here? You could have even gone Malphite here, it would have been fine. You could have gone Garen here, it would have been fine, right? Because these are all champions that neutralize the Fiora matchup, allow you to not get dove by Lee Sin Fiora, and then you scale into the 4-minute game where you play around your combination of Camille Galio to win team fights reliably at Dragon or Rift Herald. So this is like they pick champions for lane, and then they play like shit, so they get abused. So it's not, I think the draft is not so bad. Like it's pretty terrible, but it's not unplayable, right? It's just that they played it bad. Okay. So I mean, they're looking at the draft again. Right. I feel like I'm not sure about the Kai'Sa Seraphine in this position, right? Because if you think about in general what you would pick with Janna Fiora, right? You would assume their what do you call this? Their 3-4 here might be something like Corki plus Lee Sin, right? Or in this case they did Diana, Xayah, and with the last pick jungle, which I have no clue why. But maybe it's to steal the Diana away. They're scared they get Diana Camille or something, right? But if you assume that they do Xayah, for example, or Corki, the Kai'Sa here becomes so much lower value if you don't have something to lock them down, right? And if you look at the side of RRQ, right, the way that they drafted the Kai'Sa is like, okay, Camille, we have skirmish, we have engage, we have skirmish, we have secondary engage, we have, you know, this Seraphine is sort of an enabler, but not really a main engage. And then you go with Renekton and Akali. So who is supposed to bring the Kai'Sa into the backline, right? There's nobody here that's supposed to bring the Kai'Sa into the backline. So without any backline threat at all, how are you supposed to kill the Xayah, right? It's just going to be Akali, Camille, but they do have Janna, they also have Lee Sin, right? Not to forget that your backline is going to be facing with the Diana in the front. So in a front-to-back team fight composition, I think it's so hard for RRQ to actually reliably access, like for example, the Xayah, and they are getting outranged by him as well, right? So I think it's just awkward the way they drafted. Right, you know, things would have been so much different if this was just like B5 Galio, for example. If this was B5 Galio, it would have been so much different. Right. Or you do Camille, Kaisa, Galileo. And then you can do something like, I mean, you could do the Renekton and then choose what you want into the Diana here, right? Because you could do Akali, still do Akali and just send the Galileo support. Because we saw in the game itself, right? The bot lane matchup was irrelevant. Both of them went even. Absolutely nothing happened. And you know, Janna Xayah is that kind of lane, right? That makes your laning itself like irrelevant. So I think they just need to go back to the drawing board and approach like how they want to play the game with a better draft, I think. If not, it's just gonna be a really quick 2-0. What champ? There's no like one champion that counters the composition, you know. It's a play style in general that counters it. And the play style that RRQ drafted is not wrong. They draft like some skirmish engage. It's completely fine to play this into a kite back composition with split push threats that Omega has, you know, it's completely fine. You know, there's no like hard and fast rule that this comp counters this comp. It's always down to the gameplay. So the draft made quite a lot of difference, but for sure I don't think it matters as much when they play it like that. You know, if like they tried their best and they still lost, then okay, yeah, it is a draft problem. But they look like it didn't even look like they tried at all. Are you gonna grind today too? Maybe. Not sure. Banning gap? Yeah, I agree. I really remember I banned in the tournament. Yeah, they are banned. They are banned for Super Summer Cup also. So you won't see us playing it. Which is unfortunate because I really like those champions, but what can you do? You know, rules are rules. Is Rengar OP this patch? Why is it always banned? Rengar has always been good, I think. Like, it's not I mean, it is a champion. It's not like he's really fucking OP. Like, in solo queue, he's a lot worse than he should be. Because his value comes in the form of utility, and a lot of the times the utility isn't maximized in solo queue. So, yeah, let me. Okay, yeah. So, in spots where you can utilize his utility really well, you know, times like in competitive, when you have voice communications, then it's more, I wouldn't say it'll be like strong, you know. What's your tier list for each role? I haven't taken a look at that yet. And because a lot of the times there are two different tier lists, right? There's one for competitive, there's one for solo queue. Hello Mark Jr., what's up? Do you watch the games, Mr. Mark Jr.? Thank you for the share, by the way. Or competitive? I mean, I haven't done like a competitive tier list, and I don't think I will, because a lot of the times that kind of information I wouldn't want to share. You get what I mean? Okay, so say ooh. Hello Kimmy. Hello Ruby, what's up? When to choose Phase Rush over Aftershock or Phone of Life or Alistar? So the general rule for Alistar runes in PC was that into melee supports you take Aftershock, into range supports you take Phase Rush. But I'm not sure how it is in Wild Rift. I haven't tried and tested it yet. But I think Aftershock is almost a must for Alistar, unless you're playing something against something like maybe like Jenna Ezreal, then maybe the Phase Rush is really useful. Cause like they are like really mobile, right? You need to catch up to them to proc your third skill. But the thing about it is, the thing about Wild Rift is that a lot of the times your combos in the lane will stop at just a WQ, just a first and second skill knockup, right? This Kha'Zix is weaker than Rengar. I think the recent buff to Kha'Zix was really big. I think Kha'Zix is pretty decent. Do you have just a note for current shampoo counters and stuff for drafting? No, I don't. Like, I think if you do it long, like if you do like drafting, coaching, and all this long enough, you won't need a note. I just need a list of champions. Then that will be enough. Yeah. And Wild Rift compared to League PC is way easier to draft, because first, the drafting system is really like caveman drafting system, you know. It's like the really old PC drafting system. You barely need to put any brain into it. And the amount of champions are just so little. It's like 50 champions. PC has like 130 or something. Hello Martin Rodriguez. I think in general Kha'Zix is pretty decent. He's like, Rengar is more skewed to a certain team and playstyle, but Kha'Zix is more of an all-rounder in a way. Have you tried scrimming with 3 bands yet? No, we have only scrimmed with 2. Until like, unless they decide to tell us how, like, what is the format going to be like. If Super Summer Cup is going to be 2 bands, then we are scrimming with 2 bands. If it's 3 bands, we'll scrim with 3 bands. No, I have no, I can't speak. I can't speak, I'm sorry. Don't mind me, I'm just eating my lunch right now. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can ask away. I'll answer them to the best of my capabilities. Nice straight up background forecasters. Yo, the PPGL production team is next level, dude. Like, look at this drafting phase. Like, all of the champions have their animation. They have their own background, you know. And then like, look at this this page or this area for the casters. Like, it's so insane actually. I really like it. You draft before they get in lobby. I mean, I'm the one drafting, so yeah. Like, before I became a coach, the reason why we found games so hard was because the draft was always, it's like, if your draft is decided by 5 players, the likelihood is that the draft is not going to be good, right? So once I became a coach from being a player, a lot of the second match, yeah, we're waiting for the second match. A lot of the responsibility just came to me, and it takes a load off the players, right? Because all they need to do is I just need to ask them like, what do you want in this matchup? What between these 2 champions, what would you prefer? Right, and then they just answer me, you know, and because I understand how I want to draft, and then they just play the champions, yeah. So it's like, it's so much easier for them to play and for me to operate also. And that's how like I prefer drafting since like since, you know, being my first time being a head coach in Europe. And I mean, draft is one of the few things about coaching that I will really like pride myself over, because like even back in EU also, I did get like recognition from, you know, some of the other like players from top teams that understand, you know, because it's just something that maybe I'm more proficient in, because I spend a lot of time doing a lot of like test drafts, for example. And they just go to the next game. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just a best of 3, just play the next game. What's your overall thought about latest balance patch? Latest balance patch, I think they didn't nerf some of the things properly. Like, I feel Garen should have been nerfed way more. I think that champion is ridiculous in some, like, in a lot of instances where Garen is picked and is good, is like really insane, right? And they should have buffed, I think, Dustblade a bit more. I think that item is fucking dog shit. Either that or you buff Umbro Glaive, because the lethality items in this game are terrible. They should have, let me think, what could they have touched? I feel the Renekton buff was good. The Akali nerf is decent, I guess. Like, it makes it harder to play for sure. And I like the runes. I really like the fact that they're introducing new runes. Because I think that's part of the game where it's a part of the game where it should be optimized, you know. And when you it was already optimized, and then when you give new runes, it gives more chance for people to experiment and optimize it further, right? Which is what generally what you like to do, you know, in these kind of games. Do you mind telling us your professional history, like where you started? So I started in Singapore, right? Started coaching in SG, doing amateur scene, and then eventually go through amateur scene, move from team to team, moved up to the top 2 teams in Singapore, and then I moved to the best team in Singapore as an analyst in the PCS, right, which is the official league in in Southeast Asia, which is like an LCS but in Southeast Asia. Then after that, I left and decided to start my own career like in European scene. So I went to European scene, started with the Czech league, Czech Republic, their league, which is their, I forget, I know, you know, they have like 3 divisions. So I started in the first division, which is the highest, right? So I went to Czech league, and then after that I moved to the Portuguese league. So it was Viking Creek then to Offset Esports. Then we played in like the Iberian Cup and all that good stuff. And then after that, they wanted to sign me again, but like I decided, because Wild Rift was I knew Wild Rift was gonna be a big thing, right? Plus I found it fun, right? And plus I already knew who my teammates were gonna be, right? So I just picked up like, for example, like SSK and Raven, right? They are my good friends from the time when I was in the first team in Singapore, right? So we decided to just, you know, I just joined them, made a Wild Rift team. Yeah, then we won the first ever Singapore competition. Then we just decided to go from there. Yeah. Can you say about new champ? I think both of them are broken. Nothing else. They're just absolutely broken. Like, I played Irelia for 1 day and I already feel like it's way too strong. Drafting ban done in Discord. Yeah, for the C Icon series Singapore, it's done in Discord. You just type the champions that you want. For international, yeah, I have, I guess, more experience than usual internationally, but it's definitely nothing compared to some of the other Singaporeans that have ventured abroad. What game you started? PC League. So I was coaching PC League for about 4 to 5 years before I moved to Wild Rift. I think Riven easier to use in Wild Rift than PC. I don't think so, but maybe. I think she's harder to use in Wild Rift actually. Like, can you imagine doing the Shy combo in Wild Rift? Right. Shout out to my boy SSK though. He did the Shy combo in his you know my jungler SSK, right? So he famously back in PC is known as, because he main top lane last time, he was known as a Riven player, right? So he did a Riven guide for Wild Rift on his Facebook page. Resolution is a bit awkward, but it's still a good guide. It teaches you about double casting, and he shows you how to do the Shy combo as well. Explains a lot about how you're supposed to play Riven, like in this double casting feature that the champion has, right? Irelia can easily kill tanks. I mean, Irelia is a tank killer, so that is her purpose, you know. So we go into draft here. We see Fiora, Gregor's banned for Omega Esports, Jenna, Camille. So interestingly enough, we see Omega ban Gregor's on both sides, right? And they ban Camille, Jenna from RRQ. So this leaves a lot of things like Rengar, you know, Galio open. So they do first pick the Rengar here. I want to see what RRQ will pick in return. Maybe something like the Galio, right? They do pick up the Galio already. Seeing as Fiora is banned, maybe Renekton isn't that much of a bad pick here, but it will probably be pick 3, 4, or 5. In this situation, you know, Lee Sin is open. They can pick up the Lee Sin here. Or Ziggs, right? Ziggs is a little bit awkward for them, I think, because Ziggs automatically, if you pick Ziggs Galio, you automatically show where the Galio is going, unless they plan on pivoting the Ziggs to ADC, which we haven't seen a lot of teams doing, but they might do it. You see the Zarya Khan on 2-3 from Mega. I think it's completely fine to do Zarya Khan. It's like the most blindable picks that you could use, but I don't really like where their composition is going, right, with the Zarya Khan. And then they do Vi here. I think Vi is a terrible champion in this position. Like, why would you pick Vi here? Vi Kaisa, oh my god. Like, why? Like, why would you pick Vi here? It's into Zarya. How are you going to lock down the Zarya with Vi? He is out, he's going to buy Zonias. And then your Galio out and your Vi ulti is going to be useless. Okay, so let's just look at the draft from this POV, right? I thought they done drafting, nope. Riven Immortal have bug? Yeah, it's the Proto Belt bug. I remember. I saw Huck's video. I feel like Rakan can only play when there's Xayah. I think Rakan is generally pretty good even without Xayah. The amount of like utility he gives to the team is a lot, right? The thing is that he's just not tanky. Yeah. So Omega here. Like they Rengar, which is okay, right into the Galio Ziggs. The Ziggs is probably a takeaway here, and then they do Xayah Rakan, which is fine. It's not the worst. And then, but then it goes into like Kai'Sa Vi. Like, why would you do Kai'Sa Vi? You know, like 3-4 here, R3, R4 here. I think it's so bad because it plays into like once you pick Kai'Sa Vi here, the enemy completely understands how you want to play the game, and if you eliminate like for example the range factor, right? If you are just not playing close range, like for example if they went for a disengaged composition, the Vi and Kai'Sa are completely useless, and the Ziggs would be the one that needs to carry the game, right? So Omega doesn't do that, right? They do Diana Akali, which kind of plays into the Kai'Sa Vi, although it's a bit awkward that Lee Sin is open and they didn't decide to go Lee Sin. And then they pick Renekton into the Akali, which I think is a bad matchup. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see, right? So let's just go into the game. Whatever, fuck the draft. Draft doesn't matter actually. Just if they play good or bad, that's what matters. So I think this bot lane is winning. Though like Kai'Sa Galio is a really strong early game. And he is playing the nerfed Akali, right? So the early game itself is pretty weak, and I mean I don't know how Asila managed to get himself into this position where he is like 70 Fury against an Akali. But I guess maybe GLC fucked up somewhere. Oh, I can see top lane Renekton just lost a really bad trade. Once Rakan WE, what does he even do? I mean, that's what he does, you know, that's all he does. Are they playing on previous patch? No, they're playing on the current patch. See, that's what he does, he WEs. Okay, speed this up a little bit. Now we see Vi looking for a gank here. He does a full clear into it does a 5 cam 6 cam clear if you include crab into bot side here, which is completely fine. It makes sense for RRQ because their bot lane is sort of a strong point, right? And you know Omega, the Rengar does mirror it, and ooh, well, that was a really good route, but ends up not giving anything because oh my god, why is this fucking thing freezing? It's so annoying. I mean, like, that should be telegraphed, right? You know, Diana is missing, Ziggs isn't there to check, plus the fact that Rengar is bot lane means that there's likely going to be a gank, you know, like a roam down from the Diana, so I think it's really ambitious for them to stay under the turret there without running away earlier. What do you think makes a good jungler is firstly how efficient the jungler can kill the jungle? Especially first clear. Oh shit, what the fuck just happened? How did he... Oh, the Rengar just entered. Oh, that was really close. Okay, so I think jungle wise, I feel that what makes a good jungler should... I mean, in solo queue it's never about efficiency. Like, that's why I don't really like to play jungle in solo queue, because I always play an efficient jungle path, but your teammates will never allow that, right? They'll just fight. But in general, I think if you can path efficiently, you should understand how to path, and it has to consider a lot of the matchups as well, right? So if you know how to path efficiently, you know how to consider what your lane states are going to be as well, then I think you are on the right track of being a good jungler. Because it's very hard for you to do that. Like, not hard, it just takes a lot of experience. And... oh... what? Is that guy trolling? Wait, the Kaisa is trolling. He didn't kill him. Oh, no, my red buff killed him. Wait, the fuck? The Kaisa didn't want the free kill or something? The guy is trolling actually. Squisher staying ever. I mean, Rakan's purpose to apply CC and get out of fight. Yeah, that's true. That is his purpose, right? Is to just CC their primary targets. Laners are very unpredictable in solo queue. Yep, you're right. That's why playing jungle in solo queue is a headache. Oh, they overextend here for this tower. Ooh, shit, Maki. Oh, that's a good flash as well. Wait, what is that? Xayah ultimate though, what the fuck? Oh my god, and the Akali solo kills the Ziggs. Like, what are they doing, man? Why are they making the play on the bot side when the Vi is top lane and Herald is spawning in 20 seconds? What's going on? And even if they were planning to cross map and trade the Herald, right, why is the Vi not on this side? You know, and how did Ziggs ever get solo killed by Akali? I mean, I guess he was looking to out bot lane, then he wasn't paying attention. He just died. I mean, they do trade towers, but the kills even out, and they do still have a gold lead, but it's like really, really bad. The good thing is that the Kaisa is still alive. He has a lot of the gold, but he now has a bounty, right? So all Omega needs to really be looking for is to just go onto the Kaisa. Once the Kaisa dies, a lot of the game will be, you know, easier. For sure. Yeah, so they end up giving the Rift Herald, but they get nothing in return, so like terrible rotation from RRQ here. I'm not sure what the hell they're doing. I'm play 2v2 custom. Maybe after this. I think one mid-game teamfight win for Omega and is sealed. Yeah, likely. I mean, I feel their composition has... Let me think. Like, their composition does have a lot of explosiveness, right? But RQ should have enough like firepower to sort of resist it. You see the Vi into Ziggs ultimate here is like slightly no counterplay, you know, they just tap both of the spells and the guy is kind of dead. And then Renekton here like sort of popping off. Ooh, the Ziggs auto attack does not kill him. It's kind of unfortunate there. So what's interesting to me is that the Renekton managed to get out of the lane phase completely unscathed, which is crazy because this matchup should be bad for Renekton. But I guess with the nerfs onto the Akali, maybe the laning phase is a lot more playable. Hello, Ponsachon. John, you see 3 people hit tower before 4 minutes? Oh, really? I just saw your comment, okay? Ponsachon, you the one hit the tower before 4 minutes, no? Hello, Naf, what's up? Let me join your team, don't toss my win championships for you. Okay, bro. If we have a trial, I'll PM you, no problem. This looks like a terrible team fight for Omega. I think they're just gonna lose this team fight for sure. Like, the Akali isn't even in this fight. Look, the Kaisa just go 1v9. The Ziggs ulti was really good as well. Like, how was that ever an angle where you would want a team fight? Unless the Akali 1v5s here? Never mind, he doesn't. Terrible team fight from Omega. Like, it looked so bad. The Akali wasn't even on time. Why would you fight that at all? It's literally just an Ocean Dragon. You just push mid instead. You know, give the Ocean Dragon. You play on the mid wave. You take the mid tower here. And then once they rotate through the mid, once they rotate through this area over here, you can look to catch somebody, right? But they decide to just run into the river 4v5 like some retards, and then they run into the Ziggs ulti. Twitch still broken. Only I mean, I stream on all the platforms, so you want me to look for me? What type of dragon should be contested? I mean, just Infernal Dragon is obviously the most OP dragon, but like, I think Ocean Dragon is by far the worst dragon in the game. Getting pizza again. Alright, man. I think as Rakan you have to engage first. Ooh. Nice. Re-engage from the side of RRQ. I mean, like I said, right, their composition is so hard to function. If they're playing like shit, I mean. But, like, especially what I was talking about before, you know, they already see that RRQ are drafting, you know, Galio Ziggs. They understand how RRQ want to be played. And then once they do the Kai'Sa Vi, it's very obvious how they want to play. And the fact that they do Akali Diana and still play like this is so ridiculous, actually. I think it's so stupid. But I mean, maybe they're just like really confident because they smashed them the first game. I mean, I would be too, right? We are Codon Feed cast. Codon Feed cast. Kek W. I mean, it's just free mid tower, I guess. Pepperoni always, yeah. Omega gonna lose on team fights. I mean, oh, that's a nice knockout. Galio kind of flashed into it though. Oh, the Akali. Oh my god, he survived? God damn. I mean, they just overextended. And, you know, Ziggs didn't have mana. They tried to kite back with Ziggs no mana. And oh my god, that's gonna be an kill here. I mean, he has GA. Maybe his GA saves him. Oh my god, they got fucked. What is going on? Renekton kills all of them here, no? Oh, he doesn't have vision. If he has vision, he kills all of them, I think. Pop ulti? Oh, he doesn't have ulti either. Damn, that's sad. But he does stop them from doing dragon. Come fight us. My audio got lower, is it? Okay, let me adjust it. I think maybe I'll just put my microphone closer, I guess. Okay, they wasted the Rengar ulti to scout. It's a terrible Galio W. The team fight is super split. I think RRQ are gonna lose this team fight for sure. Right, they enter the team fight with from two different locations, with the Ziggs being split from the Kai'Sa, right? They do manage to kill the Akali because they overextend, but you know, Omega still should be in a better position here. Oh, Rakan W in. He manages to get out. He's probably gonna die the red buff. He does not die the red buff, but the Rise is going to die. Oh, fucking huge VQ. Wait, Rengar just has no damage, what? I mean, like, the fight started with Omega just getting like one free kill right onto the back line. And the issue have just stopped there. The more they commit after they expanded all the spells, the worse it's gonna get. Yeah, mute would be good here. If I win you, can I be your coach? If you pass the IQ test of 90, maybe you can. That Rakan bait. Yeah, the Rakan... I mean, the way they played around the fight, RRQ just played it bad, but overall they had the lead, right? And oh, Omega just played... Ooh. I mean, that's Baron, no? Without Rakan, there's no engage for Omega. You just do Baron, you hide in the bush, and then you just turn when they come in. There's no Rengar ulti, you just wait for Rengar ulti, and then you just do the Baron. What do you think of Sunfire on Rengar? I think tank Rengar is pretty decent. But I'm not sure why you would go... I mean, okay, I guess tank Rengar here is fine, because their team doesn't really have a front line. So they kind of need some sort of tankiness, right, in the game. What do you think of Riven? It's a broken champion. If you want tank, isn't J4 much better option? I mean, the thing is that they first pick Rengar, right? So yeah. But Rengar no damage to one shot backline. I mean, he doesn't need to be doing the damage. He already has a Diana and an Akali, right? So he doesn't need to be doing the damage. He just needs to be the utility in the team, which he already gives, right, because of his Empower E. Akali's building tank, I think. Is he? No fucking way he's building tank, right? Ah, he's building tank. Triforce Steros Randuins. Why? I mean, he does a surprising amount of damage though, like, not gonna lie. For a tank Akali. But like, why would you build tank here though? So awkward. Is signature tank Kali? Yeah, what the fuck? I think maybe Rengar should try force GAs on yours. What is Rakan building? I didn't see what is Rakan building. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Going tank Rengar is okay, I think it's fine, right? Because what you do is that you play on the utility of your ulti and your Empower E, so you are still going to be useful in the game. I'm not sure about the tank Akali though. What does tank Akali accomplish? Rakan is just building full tank, which I guess is fine as well. Okay, look at the tank Akali. Okay, I guess he isn't really that tanky. What the fuck? Dragon fight. The Ziggs isn't even in the fight. The Rakan starts the fight dead. I mean, this fight is just gone now. Like, they went in so preemptively without anybody. Oh, the Ziggs ulti is so big. Oh man, like, it's so hard loss for... Wait, where's the Kai'Sa ulti? Oh, there we go. He ulted so late. What the fuck? He waited until literally all his teammates were there and then he went in. 3 tanks and still melted anyway. I mean, how do you play 3 tanks into this composition without any reliable lockdown? Like, I understand you have Rakan, but the conditions for Rakan to reach Ziggs Kaisa is really hard, especially if you're not playing properly. You know, the way that they're playing around the objectives are so bad. They're just taking every fight they can, and the Rakan is just going through the front, you know. And that's... I mean, that's just terrible. The way that Omega are team fighting are just really bad. GA Zhonya's give him equal survivability and doesn't compromise the damage. No, I mean GA in general is just not a good item to buy on Rengar, I think. Because Rengar, especially if you're playing tank, you know, the GA is just gonna be used once and then you're not gonna be using it like for the next fight probably. So it's really, really bad. Imagine using the Akali build in rank match. I have no idea why they decided to build tank Akali, by the way. It's pretty crazy. Ooh. I mean, the Rakan just looks so bad, no? Like, the way that they're engaging the fights is so bad. The Rakan... Oh man, I think Stronger is just having a really bad game. The way he's playing the Rakan is so bad. Never seen anyone build AP item. He built AP item, eh? Isn't he building full tank? If you guys meet this Omega free win, I mean, whether or not we will even meet Omega is a different thing, right? Like, I think the chances of them getting to Super Summer Cup are not that high because what would I call it? Like, I think Secret and Next Play are probably the favorites, right? Khan time is out. I mean, Rakan should go full AP. I mean, no, for sure Rakan should not be going full AP. I think going tank here is fine. It's just that the way he engaged is so bad. Rakan engaged did nothing else because your team was behind, so Rakan can't follow engage. I mean, yeah, it's like the timing and synergy between their engages was just very, you know, not on point, I would say. Rakan, though his tank items is just so big as a support. I mean, he does provide. I think Rakan as an engager is really, really strong. It's just like it's just you have to coordinate it properly and you have to engage properly. If not, your champ is just really weak overall. It's like Alistar, but less tanky, you know, but with a better engage. You see, Rakan is building full tank now. Same as the Akali. But the way they are throwing 1 point lead, I mean, I feel like the draft might have gotten a little bit bad after they won the first game. They feel like they can win with anything. Because the first game was such a stomp, right? Ugh, terrible game. Kaisa nerf didn't actually affect him on laning. I mean, it did. If you're talking about the nerf on his Q to the wave clear, it does nerf his damage by a lot actually. Like you can feel it. It's just that people adjust to it pretty quickly. Like you see a lot of these nerfs where they nerf like maybe like 10 damage or so. In the actual game, it doesn't make as much of a difference that you would think it does, but it stacks up, you know, and a lot of it might be placebo as well. Like, check Twitter DM. Okay, I will send them to you later, no problem. Mr. Chikoban. 1 million gold? Is that really? There's no way there's 1 million gold, what do you mean? It's like 100k, no? Let's have a good stream. Alright, no problem, Mr. Chikoban, thank you very much. I think the composition wise, I feel that RRQ has a slightly better edge, but it's very small. And the thing is that like how do I put this? I feel like Omega could have easily won if they just didn't play the engages. Like a lot of the team fights, they just played it so bad. I think it was terrible, man. Like if you look at some, I can look back at some of the team fights, right? Where is it? See, like you just look at this. I mean, okay, this is not a team fight, but like, what is he doing actually? Trying to steal the dragon? Can we talk a bit about the builds? Like, for sure, Akali build contributed to it. Yeah, I agree. I have no clue what building tank does for Akali. Because he basically doesn't have damage now. And he built AD, right? The fact that he went Triforce Stealth Gauge. Like, I have no clue what it's supposed to give. Like, maybe it's some like secret big brain shit that I have no clue about, but you know, for the time being, I have no idea what it's supposed to do. Let's see, where can we see a team fight? Okay, so this is probably the biggest chance that Omega has to turn the game, right? 14 minutes in, this is a Cloud Dragon, a useless dragon again. I mean, it's not useless, but it's not as strong as compared to an Inferno. So, if you look at the positioning of RRQ, right, you see everybody is completely split up, right? You see Chaz just go over the wall, he ditches his ADC. Galioton is completely useless here, is not hitting anything. And the fact that Ziggs is so far away from his team, is unable to throw any spells, right? And Akali's in the prime position to flank. So Renekton is a really awkward spot here. Right. So at this point in time, the fact that you know, Rakan goes into the back line here, Akali should be following him, right? Which I think he does not yet. Okay, so he goes in finally. They managed to pick up the Galio here. The Akali screws up his combo, and at this point they should just be turning to Renekton. They kill Renekton, they kill Renekton and Galio, take the dragon, and the momentum swing with the better base timing, right? They clear the waves, and then after they prepare to set up for dragon and a Baron, and the same thing should happen again. You know, but the thing is, okay, Akali goes too far forward here, they end up not killing Renekton, and it's still become a 1-for-1. And you know, RRQ here are just playing it really, really slow. They're just all funneling, you know, Omega just all funneling into the Kaisa here. Like, they were really way too greedy with the way that they played this fight, because their composition was, they were already behind, right? The fact that they came out ahead with 1-for-0, they should have just stopped there. It's my Rakan in solo queue. Ulti W think I have 100 stuns to steal Dragon Baron. Maybe JLC thought he was playing Garen. Yeah, true. He's a Garen main. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what tank Akali is supposed to do. Especially because he didn't itemize magic resist early on in the game. Like, this was really good pick as well. They take a Baron here. Not Baron. They just play for picks after that. They burn flashes. Really good siege. Where can we see a team fight? Bad. They just played it bad. If they want tanky mid, they should have gone Yasuo. I mean, Yasuo isn't really tanky, but yeah, I guess he is more tanky than Akali. The game wasn't like playoff level. Yeah, you're right for sure. moving here because Facebook view from phone has spiky bug. Oh, I see. And you know, when we look back at the draft, we can see a lot of the area where Omega fucked up, right? So Rengar B1, it's not the worst. They do Galio Ziggs R1 R2, and then you Zyra Khan, which is okay, and then they do, you know, Kai'Sa Vi, which at this point in time I think is completely losing, right? If you take away Diana, Akali, and Renekton, I think it's a completely losing draft for RRQ. It's just that the way that they played out their B4 B5 is just so bad, right? Once you see the Kai'Sa Vi here, you can do let me think. Yeah, wait. Like, it's so much easier to just do something with disengage or kite back here into something like the Kai'Sa Vi, right? Although the Ziggs does sort of cuck you, it's so hard for these two champions to play, plus the Galio as well. And the fact is that, okay, first of all, they do Diana Akali. So again, there is no frontline for this team, right? And they are like literally almost 5 squishies into Vi, Galio, Ziggs, and Kai'Sa, right? The Renekton here is a bit awkward, but I think if they're confident in it, then it's whatever, right? Because I don't know about the Renekton into Akali matchup, but apparently it's decent. Face Rush Katrina is banned. Yeah, I saw the ult. It's quite crazy actually. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess they are nerfing it. Hello Raven8255, what's up? Oh. If you see Raven building tank Akali, would the team say something? Yeah, for sure. The team would ask him why he's trolling, you know? Either Diana or Akali should have been a sole APC that they have broken and tank Akali was planned. I mean, maybe they did tank Akali thinking like, okay, we pick a tank, we pick a bruiser that can go into the back line and deal some damage. You know, we have Diana as the main damage with Rakan, Akali, and Rengar as the backup secondary damage, you know. So maybe that's their plan, which I think is not bad. It's just that it gets countered really hard by, you know, things like Galio, the Ziggs, Vi, and to be fair, I think it's just so awkward for them to play Akali in this situation. Or even Diana actually. I think Diana is probably more awkward to play than Akali. Maybe Akali here isn't that bad, but the Diana here is really, really awkward. It's so hard for you to play Diana in these team fights. You go in, you get stunned by the Vi, you get knocked out by Vi, you get stunned by Renekton, you get taunted by Galio, and this whole time the team is just kiting back and running backwards, and you don't have a time to ulti like full charge without getting melted. Once Riven buy Ruby Crystal, the team, yeah, ask him like, what are you buying, bro? I still have Omega Pool and Ashe support kind of thing. Don't think anyone can kill Renekton? Yeah, that's the thing, right? Nobody here has enough burst to kill Renekton, and the only DPS that they have is Xayah, right? And Xayah isn't in a position for her to just walk, to continuously walk forward, right? Because her champion is not one that wants to do that, you know. So when they just continuously walk forward with Xayah, they're obviously in a losing position. That's why they are getting out DPS by the Kai'Sa. Okay, so let me think. What is my third game prediction going to be? I feel Omega will win the third game. I think RRQ this is like a stroke of luck, you know. RRQ, Omega is just gonna realize like, okay, we need to stop fucking around, stop doing this stupid Tank Akali shit. Let's draft properly, play properly, and we'll win the game. And I think that's what they need to. That's what they're gonna do. Malaysia final tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna be live streaming that as well. Zaya Kaisa like SG icon. I mean, Ezreal is good in very specific spots. So it's a little bit awkward to draft Ezreal all the time. Like, but in this situation, you know, RRQ could have drafted Ezreal, but they decided to go Kaisa instead, which is completely fine, I guess. Okay, but like, can they stop talking about the draft and just go next game? Yeah. I mean, like, I think, like I said before, I think draft is definitely one thing, but the way you play the draft is another thing, you know. Like, I think all of you could have seen, like, there were a lot of points in time where, you know, Omega could turn back the game into their favor. It's just that they failed to do so. You vote who win? Omega. I put my money on Omega. If I put money, I'll put it on Omega. Yeah. Oh. What about you guys? Who do you guys think will win? Okay, wait. Give me a second. Let me go and take water. Let me make something. Okay, where are we? Hello. Fira, is Riven counter pick? Yeah, I think Fira is pretty good in the Riven. I think their game knowledge for sure understands it, but being in the game, like you said, shot calling in the game is sometimes can carry away and not playing like it's supposed to do. Oh my god, if they stop trolling, oh my god. Yeah, I think hashtag all win. Yeah, I think Omega definitely has an edge if you're talking about base level. It's just whether they can play it better. So we see Rengar being open again. Now Vi and Galio are banned on blue side. You know, things like the Gregors are open. Gregors, Rengar, Ziggs. You know, Camille, Jenna being banned. Fiora is open as well. So they do first pick the Gragas here. Let's just see what they do here. They could easily do like Fiora Ziggs, for example, Fiora Rengar, Ziggs Rengar. If we are following the trend of what was picked last game and what was banned. So they do the Fiora here. Whether they do Ziggs or Rengar is a different thing. They can do Rengar in this situation. I think Fiora here is a winning line. But that depends on whether RRQ understands how to play the Fiora compositions or know how to flex the Fiora. So they do Fiora Kai'Sa, which is really awkward. I'm not sure why they do Kai'Sa, right? Because now Omega on this side can easily do like Ziggs, or Braum here is pretty good as well. So if they do Braum, I'm pretty sure RRQ will do the Seraphine that they showed in the first game. 5 ban, is it worth? I don't know. Probably not, but who knows? Right, so we do see Ziggs coming out, right? Which I talked about there. We do see Ziggs Braum. I think, yeah, Ziggs Braum. Right, so I like the Ziggs Braum here. I think it's a very good counter into the Kai'Sa that we see, and they do Leona, which is definitely a losing line, and it's Leona Jarvan. So the Jarvan here is interesting because it does sort of counteract the Ziggs, right? But again, they haven't seen the ADC pick here, so the Jarvan here is pretty awkward, and they do get the Ezreal here. So I think Omega's team composition here already looking really, really strong, but they do Kha'Zix here, instead of the Rengar or anything else. I think Kha'Zix here is pretty decent. The main thing to consider is that the Fiora at this point in time is really, really, really weak. Sorry, not Fiora, the Gragas into the Fiora at this point in time is really, really weak. So Twisted Fate being last picked here from the side of RRQ, I really, really like RRQ's draft. The way that they pivoted with the last pick TF there was really smart, I think. Especially against the side of Omega, right? So the way that Omega drafted, they sort of drafted face up when 1, 2, 3, and RRQ, they decided to just play into it, right? It's like, okay, you're gonna pick, kite back, I'm gonna pick engage, and then we'll see who plays better. And then the moment that they realize that, okay, Gragas is going top into the Fiora, okay, this is going to be a free matchup for us, so let's just pick the TF and play towards the Fiora. But hold on, we do see there's going to see a lane swap here, which is probably why they decided to. Oh, wait a second. Oh, so they're doing their nonsense, man. They're doing their nonsense. I think this is really smart, actually. I really like this. Like, I've seen this before. Like, Omega has done this before, and I think it's really, really smart, like what they do. Because so what happens is that they lane swap, they eat the mid, they push the mid wave together, right? Then after they eat the bot wave, and then they go back eat the mid wave. And then at this point in time, right, both of them are level 2, but they haven't had an opportunity to get dove at all, right? So I think this is really smart, and it enables both of them to get level 2 at the same time without missing much, right? You see the 6 here misses 1 creep, but the thing is that their bot lane gets to have a free level 1 and 2, as well as, their lane swap not being able to get punished, right? PH no Lee Sin. I don't know why Lee Sin is not open. I mean, why Lee Sin is not picked, but yeah. Ooh. Helios getting out traded here by Arise. Ooh, the 2v2 almost solo kill from RRQ. A little bit of a gank here from the Kha'Zix, but obviously nothing is going to happen. Kha'Zix is completely useless in the early game. Since J is such a bad item, how can Lee Sin still rush it as a second item? It's subjectively a bad item, right? Lee Sin, like champions like Lee Sin and Vi rush it because their champion is so dependent on power spiking at a certain point in time, right? Like for example, sometimes you will see like Jarvan's rush Guardian Angel, and the only reason they do that is so that they can have a stronger spike for the first dragon. And it's the same for Lee Sin and Vi, right? If they can't get GA first, they'll get it second, and then they aim to use it to win the to win that one fight, because their champions are so reliant on snowballing, you know. And if you lose the fight, it's really hard for you to snowball. So it gives you that little bit of leeway to play a bit bad. If you are you know, like team fighting for that dragon. But I'll give you an example. Okay, so I talked to SSK about this, and he doesn't buy Guardian Angel, right? And the reason for that is, which I can agree as well, is because Guardian Angel in general is a bad item, right? Because you generally do not get the use out of it in the early game unless you buy it super late, right? If you buy it super late, I think the item is pretty good, right? Because you, a little bit of a skirmish, but nothing's gonna happen at this point in time. Braum is so tanky, yeah, but he did burn Gargoyle, so that's important. So the thing is that Gargoyle in the early game, GA in the early game does not give you very good stats, and if you do not complete it, the items that you sit on are terrible, right? So the thing about Guardian Angel, is that again, it's a very power spiky item, and if you don't make use of it, your item purchase is completely wasted. So it's very I would say unreliable, right? Oh, they're turning back. Ooh, 9-6 ulti. Hit both of them right in the middle. What's scary for me is Umbral Glaive Kha'Zix. I think Umbral Glaive is a terrible item. But then again, there isn't much to buy, and Yomus isn't really always that useful for Kha'Zix. So and the extra utility from Umbral Glaive is useful, but it's kind of sad to be rushing. Not rushing, to be buying Umbral Glaive, because Umbral Glaive in this game is terrible. Like, it just isn't good. So RRQ, they fuck up the rotation there. Instead of you know, playing for the dragon itself, they decide to play for the tower, and they end up not being able to down the tower, so they give up the dragon here. But they do get 2 kills in return. It's just a little bit unfortunate because they lose the Inferno Dragon. Whereas if they just gotten those 2 kills, played for dragon, they would have, you know, easily taken it. Hello Nav, what's up? If I'm ahead like 2-0-3-0, is it worth to go GA second? I think you can, right? Like, the argument for not buying GA is that if I play properly, I don't need it, you know. But if you have GA, you can play like your father house, you know. You can play like however you want to play, because you have that level of like insurance, you know. But if you play it perfect, you don't need the GA, and that's how I think about it, right? And that's how like SSK thinks about it, or at least we talked about it also, and that's how we concluded on Guardian Angel, right? Because you don't need Guardian Angel if you are playing perfect, you know. Yeah. Because if you just rush, like for example, if you are really far ahead and instead of going GA, you are rushing like a Trinity Force, it's way stronger than if you have a Guardian Angel, right? But obviously, you don't have that level of insurance, you know. And you just have to play well to stop you from getting bounty. Also, the bounty thing is not new. It's just that they added the indicator to show how much bounty there is, right? It was always in the game. This is a terrible team fight from RRQ. Ooh, Ezreal almost got solo killed. So, now the reason why this team fight went so bad is, first is that the Kai'Sa wasn't in the fight, right? If you saw, it was 0-2 with a lot of the gold being on the Kai'Sa itself, right? They took the bot tower, the Kai'Sa got some of the kills and assists, and both of the assists as well, if I'm not wrong. So, the way that they played the fight was with the Fiora, which generally isn't that strong of a team fighting champion, and the fact is that they didn't have a good engage because the Jarvan got, you know, CC'd down and died instantly before being able to ulti you. So, oh, nice. Wait, they don't chase? Why not? Isn't this free kill? Yeah, okay, I guess Jarvan kills him. But they do trade in the mid tower in return. Overall, this is pretty worth for Omega, although 2 people die. They do get the mid lane tower here against the side of RRQ, which is pretty good. It's not too bad. I always strive to play perfectly, so I guess GA should only be the last item where one time revive will determine the game. Yeah, exactly. But then again, that's like, yeah, if you can play perfect, you know. If you feel like, oh, the game is too monkey, you know, And again, the thing is that if the game is really monkey, buying GA is not good also, because if you lose it in a spot where no objective is up, then your death is meaningless and your item is useless. SSK emote is like Twitch chat. Yeah. He's 2BM, man. Shinsekai. Fucking Alex is 2BM. Did you see my recent Twitter post? Holy shit. Okay, so so the oh shit, what's this? Engage sure they catch the Braum? Wait, is Omega actually gonna lose? No way, right? Okay, so if you look at my recent Twitter post, right, what happened was that so the coach of IMP, the coach of IMP went at that time. Ooh. Oh, the Kha'Zix didn't kill him. Oh, he killed him now. Oh my god, the Javan failed his EQ, but he's saved by the Fira heal. Oh, a little bit of a front to back here. Leona is gonna die from the Ezreal here. I think there's a back and forth. I think it was like 2 for 2. Right, it was 2 for 3. Right, because I killed Braum early on. Oh yeah, so what happened was that, you know, SSK asked like, oh, is anybody interested to see a Riven double casting tutorial, right? And then the impunity coach responded no, and then after that SSK said it's okay, I'll make a guide called how to draft specially for you. So fucking toxic actually. I remember in the video he said don't be toxic. Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, he says it's not toxic, it's called banter, which I can agree is banter, but like it's fucking hilarious. Because everybody else is like, okay, let's not be toxic, let's be respectful, and then he's here just like dishing out straight fire, man, straight bangers. Was it banter? Yeah, I mean it's for sure banter. But like Lamau, it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, that's insane. Gregor's cast into Ziggs ulti. That was really good. Now you can see in this position where, okay, when we group as 5 and the Fiora doesn't have side lane pressure, right, it's really awkward for us to play because we're getting kited back and poked by the Ziggs Ezreal, which is what I was talking about earlier as well, right? The way that RRQ has to play is going to be around the Fiora and using that side lane pressure with the Twisted Fate ultimate to create opportunities for them to split the side of Omega apart, right? And then they can look to do maybe a 3v3 or like a 2v2 in the mid lane. And it's just that, you know, when it comes to 5v5, you are for sure gonna lose because there's so much disengage, so much kite back, so much front to back from the side of Omega, and you can't enter their backline at all, you know, if you're RRQ. Friendly savage meta. Yes, it's way too savage, dude. PC League and Wild Rift coach is same coach for IMP. Yeah, I think he, after their split in the PCS, I think they asked him to help their IMP roster. But from what I heard is that he's not helping them anymore. So they might be getting a new coach. Yeah. Like after we won against them, I think they might be getting a new coach for their Wild Rift squad because he's originally supposed to be for PC, right? Yeah. SSK mental win. Yeah, his mental game is super strong. Oh shit! Wait, how did he see him? Oh, they saw him with the red trinket. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I mean, that's just a free Baron, no? Like, you see, this is what they're supposed to do, you know? They use Fiora, keep the Gragas in the bottom lane, then they play around the 4v4 and 2v2 aspects because they are way stronger in this scenario without the Gragas being in the fight, right? And now the Fiora is going to reach first, but by this time, the Gragas is too late already. He can't help his team. So this is what RRQ was supposed to be doing the whole time, right? And the moment that they play like this is so much easier for them to operate as a team comp. Oh, but they underestimated the Kha'Zix here, and then he just comes in and cleans up. So that was awkward there because, you know, we saw that they they had a good team fight in the middle where the Fira was first. They managed to kill somebody, but instead of going all on one target, they split up and they weren't able to kill like everybody. So that's where like the mistakes came about from RRQ. Glad SSK has that. Yeah, he mutes the biggest tip that I can give you is that SSK does is that he mutes chat, like all chat, his team chat, enemy chat, he mutes everything. He doesn't even see the chat. Manamune Kha'Zix, I'm pretty curious about the Manamune Kha'Zix here, but I think in this team composition, Kha'Zix has a pretty decent space because he's able to, you know, make use of the chaos that Ziggs Ezreal is going to make, and then he can be that sort of flanking threat, or he can use his Evolve W as a poke potential with the Ziggs and the Ezreal, right? So I think it's pretty decent. Oh wait, he didn't evolve his W, what the fuck? Trolling actually. He evolved EQ, which is really weird. Okay, now he evolves W. Okay, so he's gonna have a lot of poke potential with the Ziggs and the Ezreal. And like, once they are low enough, the Kha'Zix can swoop in and clean up everybody. Although the Manamune is pretty awkward, I'm not sure why you would build Manamune, because Kha'Zix doesn't really have mana problems, I would say. Right, and the fact that he went Youmuu's, you know, instead of something like Duskblade or Umbral Glaive is pretty awkward as well. Because, you know, Kha'Zix isn't a champion that really utilizes the the attack speed that much, and the movement speed is like subpar, you know. Is Renekton good at top now? Yeah, Renekton is pretty decent. Proto proc Manamune? No, Manamune, I think Manamune is only activated by auto attacks. He's going the Lethality Varus, yep. You know, the thing is that like Varus Q does not proc Manamune, okay? The only reason you buy it is for the mana, that's it. What a terrible Ziggs ulti. Oh my goodness. Well, I think this is a good play, right, from the side of RRQ. And the fact is that they start the Baron at the same time because they see the Kha'Zix there, and they teleport in because they know that the Kha'Zix is not here. So it is going to be... What is... Okay, oh, that's Leona. I thought that was Kai'Sa. Okay, that's not the best flash, but... Ooh, Kai'Sa is running it down. Oh, Kha'Zix ran it down as well. But that was a good play from RRQ, you know. They split the map with the Fira TF, and then they attack the opposite side with the Kai'Sa Jarvan. I think this is how they're supposed to be played, and you know, Omega didn't recognize that. They respond wrongly. Alliance also used the same strat with TP Rengar. I mean, it's similar, yeah. Similar but different, because there are a lot of factors that are different between how we do it and how they do it. And I mean, the differences are small, but they are significant. But yeah, I think the general concept is pretty similar, so this was good from them. Oh my god, look at all those siege minions, holy shit. Now, this is awkward, right? The way that they're using the Baron is really awkward because they're not prioritizing 3 lanes. So they're only utilizing it on 2 lanes here, meaning that they only get 2 towers. But I mean, if they're setting up for Baron, I guess setting up for Elder Dragon, I guess it isn't that bad. But it ends up not being very useful because you only get 2 turrets here, and you know, you're not able to get the 3rd outer tower, which you should be able to in theory. It's SSK in Tekong now, but he books out every day, so it's okay. Yeah, cause he finished BMT already, so he can book out. Like, cause he gets a pretty fortunate position, right? He does a lot of the admin stuff, so he's not like pressured to stay in camp the whole time. I just saw JLC use his barrier. Ooh, that's really nice combo there. Oh no, if the Fiora dies here, it's so bad. Okay, the Fiora doesn't die. Oh, they're going for this engage. This was really good turn. Oh wow. I really like this play from the side of RRQ, right? Because they understand that, okay, Dragon is a little bit more complex than Baron, and especially because the Kha'Zix is able to move so fast to the other side, and they have Ziggs, right? So they're able to poke us from the Dragon wall, right? So rather than rush down the Dragon, we use the TF ultimate to go and catch one of them instead, and turn on them with the Kaisa. So I think this is really smart. I really like this play that they made here. Apparently everyone else in Alliance already attended army. No, Raven hasn't attended yet. And I haven't gone as well. Ooh, Ziggs ulti a bit too late there. Oh my god, RRQ are gonna win. Oh no, my prediction. So will you guys be looking? You know, went to army service? No, not yet. I'm going either this year or next year. Wait, Kaisa is trolling kind of. Oh, I mean they did get Baron. Ooh, really aggressive Jarvan play there. I mean, I guess it's sort of worth like for Omega, right? They trade. Oh, he hit him with the thing. I mean, they trade it back and forth, but at the end of the day, they still get the Baron. Dragon is distraction for Omega. Yeah. Looking for some roster substitutes. I think it might be likely, but I'm not sure. It won't be in the near future anyway. Yeah. Ooh. They can't end the game. There's no way they end the game here. Oh my god, look at the super minions in the base. Oh my gosh, the Nexus lost like 1k HP. Like, if I already went to army, I'll be chilling, but I didn't go yet, so it's kind of annoying. But what can you do? Happens, I guess. Top junglers in Singapore, SSK. Yeah, and then that's it. Okay, I mean, I think... Oh shit, the Fiora? Is he gonna manage to kill the Ziggs? Oh, no way, he actually kills him. Does he get out? Oh my gosh, he actually gets out. No fucking way, dude. Oh! No way, he kills him also, right? Oh my god. The Fiora 1v5s and killed 2 people. Holy shit. Oh my god. Wait, they look like... Yo, stop jumping on that couch, man. The couch is already dead. Come on, man. Calm down. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Calm down, guys. It's just a game. It's just a best of 3, guys. It's not the finals yet. Calm down. Okay, calm down. Yeah, all of them literally jumping, like that one guy jumping on that couch the whole time. That poor couch, the couch already looked like it was beat up, man. And then after he was still like trampling on it. Fiora Ravens, yeah, the Fiora was really smurfing there. Okay, the fact that RRQ won this is insane, actually. I think they definitely had the better draft. I really like the way that RRQ drafted this game. And also the fact that the way that they played around the objectives later on in the game was just so much better than Omega. They look like they won the series. I mean, they did win the series. It's best of 3, so they win 2-1. Yeah. I guess they respected Omega a lot. I mean, the thing is that most people expected them to lose 2-0. So yeah. I think it looked like they won the whole thing. Yeah, I mean, like the whole PPGL. But yeah, good for them. I think they played a lot better than Omega today. Especially in this last game here, they played remarkably well. Like way better than Omega for sure. Okay. Ranked top is good now? Yeah, ranked top is pretty decent. It's pretty not bad. Didn't expect that RRQ played game 3 well. Well, I mean, it definitely looked like they played one of the best games of their careers. Yeah. Well, at least not all of them. Like there were a lot of troll moments, but they edged out over Omega for sure. Omega not on top form. I think after the first game they were overconfident and they didn't manage to find their shape again. So yeah. Group stage being too easy? Yeah, for sure. So this is, you can say an upset. I think, yeah, it is sort of an upset for Omega, like based on public perception, because most people think Omega is like one of the top 3 teams, right? Or top 4 teams in PH. So them losing to RRQ is sort of an upset. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop here. Right, I think, let me check what are the next games. The next games aren't as exciting. Right, next games is VVV Esports versus Next Play. I don't think I'll be able to be here for the Army Hunt versus Liap because I'll have scrims. So, but if I can, I want to watch the Army Hunt versus Liap game because I think it'll be a lot closer than the VVV versus Next Play, right? So, top 3 for me. Yeah, I think on paper it's top 3, but obviously gameplay wise, you know, today was just a wake up call for them, I guess. So they really need to pull it out in the lower bracket. They're lucky that they have a lower bracket, you know. Yeah, so thanks for watching guys. Hope you all enjoyed the live view. I'll see if I can stream the Army Hunt gameplay later. I'm just gonna go off, take a break. I'm gonna make my Riven guide now. I'm gonna do a montage video for our run at the Sea Icon Series Singapore where we went 9-0, right? Do we want to fight this upset? I mean, I think comparatively RRQ's group. Yeah, actually, I guess you're right. Yeah, I think Omega just flopped. I guess, you know, maybe their practice weren't good or they were just overconfident within that moment itself, right? Since you're 9-0 division, I mean, I feel the 9-0 itself like doesn't matter because it all depends on the preparation that you have when you go into the game and then the actual gameplay on that day itself. Like, we can say that Omega might be the better team, but maybe today they were just not feeling the best form, you know. And sometimes that's just how it works, right? Because when it comes to sports and esports, right, you know, it just turns out that way, right? You just see who is on the better form, right? Like if you see MSI RNG versus Damwon, both teams were not playing good, you know, but then RNG just played at a higher level, right? Like both teams were not on their best form, you know. I think the schedule is part of the reason, right, for MSI. But here, I don't know. I think Omega just flopped. And yeah. Thanks for watching, Wati. Hey, no problem, Jeremy, Kyles. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys another time, right? I'll see you guys either later or tomorrow.